everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Worley Report. I'm Elizabeth Harris. Today, we talk with Worley's Chief Administrative Officer on company growth. We review double pulls, and someone who's been with the Worley family since the beginning receives a very special gift. But first up today, we go back to San Antonio to recap the 2014 Worley Claims Expo.
Worley Claim Expo is extremely fun, educational.
I think it's one of the better conferences that we attend.
It's a mullet. It is a total mullet. It is business in the front. We take care of CE credits. We have all sorts of learning experiences. We of course have networking, and then you've got the party in the back.
So it's been great to see the growth every year, to see the number of people increase.
It's my first time here, and I'm really glad that I didn't miss it.
It's been wonderful. It's been fantastic, actually. I've enjoyed all the classes, all the camaraderie.
They've encouraged people to interact with each other, and the team exercises.
It's exciting. The Expo is very exciting.
Was outstanding.
Pretty awesome, pretty exciting.
The Expo is one of a kind.
You really need to come to the next Worley Expo. It's been fantastic.
And while I was at the Expo, I had a chance to talk with Alan Carpenter about Worley's past growth as a company and his vision for new growth in 2014. So I wanted to talk to you first and foremost about the growth that Worley has experienced in the last 5 years, and wanted to get your thoughts. Sometimes with growth there comes some challenges. Have you faced any challenges because of the growth?
Well, yes, we have. I mean, the growth is exciting because we came out of the BP event and we've seen some growth in not only the insurance industry aspect of what we do, but we're branching out into some government type work and doing some recovery work there, which is exciting because we see that it's we have the opportunities, and we're continuing trying to develop additional opportunities for the company's success.
That's great. What do you have a vision and a plan maybe for the company, or where do you see it going, say, in the next 5 years?
Oh, one of the things we'd like to do, I mean, it's we're based predominantly around weather. But if we can find avenues in which we can build a stable base of business that is not purely relying on weather, then it allows us to keep our folks busy between storms, between events. So we have the ability to respond to the events, but we also have work opportunities between those. So that's kind of our focus, and looking for ways to use the adjuster skill set in non-weather generated type activity.
Any specific ways or new ways that you see in the next couple of years, that aren't weather related?
Well, that's part of where the growth of the government sector is, because although it is tied to a weather event, it's the back end of that. So Hurricane Sandy came through, and we deploy people from the catastrophe side to Hurricane Sandy, but then there's a recovery aspect of that. So that is a longer tail to the event. So if we can participate and have opportunities there, it gives our employees opportunities to work beyond the initial event.
Last week, I announced the top 3 Worley Rewards points earners for 2013. The first place winners were Ashley Garner, David Wolf, and Chris Chivers. Congratulations again to all of you. You can see the winners' reactions on Worley's Facebook page. And to see a list of all the 2013 points winners, visit the Adjuster portal. In other news, Worley recently dedicated their training center to longtime Worley employee Darryl Martin. Darryl started his career with Worley on April Fool's Day in 1980, when the company worked primarily in the oil and gas industry. And although Darryl was heavily involved in the creation of Worley's renowned training program, he still feels he doesn't deserve this great honor.
I feel that this isn't something I've really earned. It's nice, and I appreciate the hell out of it. But you always think that's the kind of stuff you do for other people. It's probably the nicest thing that's happened to me since I worked here.
Now looking back on the 30-plus years he's committed to the Worley family, Darryl reflects on just how important the people are in this industry. Not only the adjusters working a catastrophe, but the catastrophe victims themselves.
I've never met a nicer group of people who, on the whole, are really in it to help people. you know, the money's nice and we make good money, but you need more than the money as a motivation. And the motivation is that you actually get to help people and do something worthwhile.
Darryl has since retired from the Worley family, and his presence is definitely missed. Congrats again, Darryl. And now, in another edition of Storm Drill, Bill Sherman brings us some helpful tips for accessing two-story roofs.
Hi, I'm Bill Sherman with the Worley Report. Today, we're talking double pulls. Many of you are familiar with double pulls and probably have conducted them sometime in your career, hopefully done so in a safe manner. We'll talk about conducting a safe double pull, but first, Worley's policy on double pulls is this: try to avoid them. And remember, a double pull is always a two-man operation. Really, a double pull is only used as a last resort. First of all, what is a double pull? A double pull is a procedure used to access a secondary level roof without having a second story access point. Double pulls require you to lift your ladder off the ground or lower roof and place it on a higher surface to inspect multi-story buildings. Again, when it comes to double pulls, Worley's policy is simple. If you can avoid it, don't do it. If you need to access a second story roof, use the right tool for the job. Use a two-story ladder when possible. If you do not have access to a two-story ladder, you may need to refer the inspection to a dedicated two-story team. But if you must perform a double pull, this is always a two-person operation. Back to you, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Bill. And one last thing before we go. I want to introduce all of you to a new segment of the Worley Report. We invite all of you to share your unique, your funny, your interesting, your crazy, your amazing photos from the field. Submit those photos to worleyreport@worleyco.com and tell us the story behind the photo. We'll pick our favorite one to feature on the next Worley Report. So get busy and send us those great photos now. Well, that's all for this edition of the Worley Report. Be sure to tune in next time for more updates and information to help you do what you do better. I'm Elizabeth Harris. Take care, Worley. For story ideas and comments, please contact us at worleyreport@worleyco.com.